How would the throuple work if one of you would want to break up with another person in the party, but not the third?
She's starting drama.
I'm just curious.
Get a lawyer.
Oh no!
If you were alone in a room with a throuple who are co-dads, what would you ask?
Do y'all sleep in the same bed?
What is the hardest part being in a throuple?
Do you ever vent to one partner about the other?
What are you guys' names?
I'm Mitch.
Mitch.
I'm Ben.
And Benjamin.
Being in a throuple, is that something that happened to you guys spontaneously, or?
We met at a gay cruise. There was 5,000 gay men. Mitch and I had been talking about wanting to be in a throuple for a very long time. In my mind, I never thought it was gonna happen. I was very skeptical. So when I met Benjamin, I remember having a very insightful conversation and all the right questions were being asked. That experience to me was just reassuring that this actually was gonna possibly work.
Are you all married?
For Benjamin the third that joined last, me and Mitch are both legally married.
I never really believed in marriage, so it didn't matter to me like who got married to who, because I feel like marriage is just a label and it's a legal protection.
Do y'all sleep in the same bed?
Yes. We have an Alaskan king bed, which is the size of like almost 2 king beds put together.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sexual position that involves all three of you?
We don't have sex.
It depends on which,
We don't have sex.
it depends on which mood we're in.
Is there like 2 bottoms?
1 top and 2 verse.
Okay.
Do all 3 of y'all have to be present during sexy times?
In the beginning, yes. But as our schedules evolved, it was like, okay, if we're gonna get some, we gotta just take what we can get at this point.
Fair.
Who is better? No one?
We all have our off days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of us overthink things.
In terms of like cheating, like what boundaries do you all set for each other and for your other partners as well?
We are closed triad, so we would be, I guess, trinogamous.
Yes.
I think we have rules in place that would also kind of prevent that from happening. You know, don't go on dates with other people, don't have Grindr. You're not gonna put yourself in the situation.
This one's a little spicy. How would the throuple work if one of you would want to break up with another person in the party, but not the third? I know.
She's starting drama.
I'm just curious.
Get a lawyer.
Oh no!
We would.
Like, Ben and I have been dating 17 years, and almost 4 of those years have been with Benjamin. And we kind of had an agreement that if something went wrong in the throuple relationship and the third like didn't want to be there anymore, that we would still stay together. But now that it's evolved into this, I don't know, if one of us wanted out, I think we would all leave because we kind of hold each other up.
Do you ever vent to one partner about the other? Or is there a rule that y'all have that restricts that?
No, we definitely vent.
Absolutely, yes.
It's like that scene from Mean Girls where everybody's talking to each other on the phone. It's kind of like that.
But we have Nest cameras in the house, so if I'm gone, I know how to listen.
Is there ever any moments where one feels left out?
There was jealousy in the beginning between those two. Just saying.
I feel like it was more of the feeling of being left out. Like every time I was at work, I was like, what are they doing? Why is he washing the sheets again?
Why are you washing the sheets? Yeah, that's funny.
In the chance that, you know, there's an argument or some kind of like, you know, issue, is one of y'all like the preferred mediator? Is like one of you guys the counselor of the group? Like, how does that work?
So we all exchange roles.
I will go to Mitch for different reasons that I go to Benjamin for. So if I need help with like, I don't know, advice with work or finances or the business, I would go straight to Mitch. And if I need help with technical things or my computer's crashing.
Thanks. If it's a serious issue, I think we always come together and discuss it.
There have been moments where I go to one to tell them not to tell the other, and they of course go to the other, and then it turns into a huge argument that didn't have to be.
It's a triad argument.
So, I think I've learned my lesson.
I'm just starting to be in a throuple myself.
Oh, nice.
And last night, actually, they two of them got into a fight, and I literally was standing in the hallway going, what do I do?
You jump in, girl.
Well, I'm like, who do I go talk to?
Whatever they're arguing about, you definitely need to make sure that you don't take a side without knowing the full story.
I will just add to that when Benjamin first came in, of course, Mitch and I would have a lot of arguments. And it was actually very interesting because he helped us figure out a resolution faster than we would have done it just by ourselves.
What is the hardest part being in a throuple?
They can both tell me no and then I'm wrong.
That's the easiest part of our relationship when it's like, oh, two people say you're wrong, done.
Yeah, it's like
Argument
2v1.
ended.
Anybody else?
I would say juggling expectations at first. Normally you just have to worry about like, oh, what does my partner expect from me? Doing it for two people, you're just tracking two sets of expectations.
If you have a child, do you worry it'll be hard for all you three to bond with the baby?
So we have a child.
Oh.
Surprise.
She's almost 6 months old.
And we have 2 more coming through surrogacy. And I must say that so far the baby like reacts equally to all of us. So we're actually in the process of all 3 of us being added to the birth certificate of Tegan, which is our daughter. And we would be the second throuple in the United States to be recognized as legal parents of one child.
Yes.
Any of y'all have like a concern about your child not having a quote like traditional mother?
So when we started the journey for adoption, it was a long time ago. We started with an agency, then we moved to a private adoption with an attorney and our own website. And the first thing that our team said to us was like, the adoptive mom is just going to be so excited about 3 dads. And it did. We got so much hits on our website and so many matches. We never saw any pushback with that.
But we also have a lot of friends, like really close friends, that would play a motherly figure if we needed to. You know, we talked about like when she goes through puberty, like what are we gonna do? Like, you know, I freaked out when I first had to change her diaper.
Yeah, I was just like interested to hear, especially in this society where things are still way too labeled like that and boxed up like that, if that has been maybe like a hurdle y'all have had to go through.
Yeah, I would just maybe use an experience. So when we first came out as gay, Mitch and I as gay, we used to get the question a lot like, also who's the woman in the relationship? You know, who's the man in the relationship? And that, you know, at first you kind of had to understand where the question was coming from.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we're going to educate someone. But from us, we don't look at it one of us like you're the mother, you're the father, and I'm the nanny. Like none of that. Like it's
you're the nanny.
Mexican nanny.
What would you give as advice for someone who's possibly looking into polyamory or just also joining a throuple?
I think you just have to be open. There's so many different ways to love than just being in a relationship, and it's very similar. It's just we've been told by society for so long that only 2 people should be together.
A lot of people go in with a set of rules, and when they don't align or they don't work out the way you think they did, they just kind of run away from it. That's an opportunity for you to sit down and really have a conversation about why it didn't work, how can we tweak them so that it actually works the next time.
Those rules are going to adjust, they're going to change based on like what your living situation is.
I mean, cost of living is so high, it helps.
Facts.
Can I give y'all a hug?
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to meet?
Yeah, I'd love to meet y'all.
Hello. Hi.
Look at the matching shirt.
That's right.
You guys are matching.
Hi. Matching outfit.
I love your outfit.
I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
So cute.